Hi everybody, my name is Sherry. Welcome to my stamp studio. So it's August. I have new thank you gifts at 2 different levels and then a bonus level if you purchase at the beginning of the month. So you'll want to head to my blog to get the host code and find out what those are. Or if you're on my email list, then you got those yesterday and you'll get them again today with this email. So I don't want you to miss those. Every month I have thank you gifts. It is the month that I mail out the holiday catalog. So I've already ordered them, got up bright and early this morning and placed my giant order. So you should be able to see hopefully it's always, dependent on whether UPS or FedEx, whoever shows up at the right time. But hopefully I'll have an unboxing video tomorrow so you can see all of the new stuff that's coming in the holiday catalog. I know a lot of you are itching to figure out what you're going to use for your Christmas cards. So I ordered a bunch of stuff. I didn't get all of the Christmas stuff because there's a ton. But over the next few weeks, you'll get to see it all. And your catalogs will be in the mail probably next week or soon after. So I have them coming. I do have some Christmas. I did Christmas in July. So in case you missed any of them, these are all things that you can get started on now if you're wanting to get a little bit ahead of the game. So this is So Very Merry. And then the stained glass stamps, super pretty. And then of course trucking along, the punch is on back order, but you could cut the truck out if you wanted to do that one. And then these two feature the new paper, the One Horse Open Sleigh. All of these are online exclusives, so you can go to my website and you can get the links to those because they're not in any catalog. So now, today I'm going to show you your first project for August Card Club. For those of you in club, this is your tutorial video. For those of you that don't know about my club or have questions, I'll try to answer those as we go along. So this month we are focusing on the Earthen Elegance suite of products. So the way my card club works is if you're in club, you can choose to add on the stamps, or if it's a bundle, which this month it is, you can add on the bundle. And then when you add that on, you just pay catalog price. So I pick up the shipping, handling, and tax. And then it comes with your Card Club kit. So this month for Card Club, you're getting a pack of the Earthen Elegance papers, designer series papers. So they'll come, a pack is just cut half in half. So you'll get them 6 by 12. So you'll get that. You'll get a full spool of the wavy trim ribbon. And then you will get, I don't have a new packet of these to show you, but you'll get a new packet of the 2023-2025 in color dots. For my Try It class, I used up all of the blue ones of multiple packets. So I'm working my way through these colors. I will have a new one, and you'll get a new one, so it'll have the blue. But this is the in colors. And then we do 6 projects together. So you get the cut stuff to make your 6 projects. So if you need a die cut, they will already be die cut for you. If you need, if we use a folder, that piece will already be put through the folder. And then you get 6 envelopes. So we do 3 projects and you get the things to make 2 of each, because once a quarter, I also do a mishmash. So that leaves you a little bit of extra. And I take the past 3 months and I mix the ribbons, the stamps, the papers, and mix them all up because I know that you all have them. So you get that. Then every month you get a tag with color combinations. This is very close to what you're going to get this month. It will be Bubble Bath and Moody Mauve. I was going to have one to show you, but it takes a little bit to generate the labels, and I decided I could show you this one. It's very close. Last month they got this, and then every 6 to 12 months my club members get a loyalty gift. So you're in it 6 months, the 7th month you get a gift. At 2 years, so your 25th month, they get to pick a stamp set of $25 or under as their gift. So this month they got that, they get this, and then I don't think I said it, in your 6th 12-month loyalty gifts, they get 5 additional tags in their colors that we've been using. So today we're going to use Bubble Bath and Moody Mauve, and that will be, they get the tag and the reinforcer. That one doesn't. More like this, and then they can color them and stick the stickers on. It's just a good way, and then you can write on the back which months it was or color ideas that you had. So let's get going on today's project. All this stuff out of the way. So you're gonna take, let's cut our paper first. So I am going to use, I'm not gonna cut a new one because I've already done the one project. So you're gonna take this piece of paper, which is Moody Mauve, and we need a 4 by 5 1/4 1/4-inch piece. So trim this down. So get 4 and then the 5 1/4. And this is just going to make the front panel. I like this because it's a little bit crooked, so you don't have to worry about your stuff being super straight because that's a little bit crooked. Then for this project, you will have a full sheet of watercolor cardstock. So our watercolor paper comes in a package like this. So this is the size that it is. I think it's like 5 and a bit by 7. It's probably in centimeters. That's probably, oh no, it's 5 by 7. So you're going to get the full piece, and you're going to need to cut this to use for your 2 projects. So you're going to need 2 2 1/4 panels. So do two of these. Just go ahead and cut it all when you do your first one. So here's one panel, and then the second is your second panel. So it leaves you 2 that are this size, and then 1 that's a fraction bigger. We're going to stamp on this one, and you'll have plenty for both of your cards. And then these are your 2 panels. So that's how you're going to get your 2 cards out of the 1 piece of watercolor cardstock. So let's color this first. So I'm going to use a water painter. If you have the old aqua painter, I think that's what, it's been long enough now that we've had these, I've forgotten the name. Or you can use a paintbrush if you don't have either of those. And this is where we are going to use our Moody Mauve and our Bubble Bath. And anytime if you don't have something in Card Club, you can substitute. You can substitute for a similar stamp set. You don't have to have the stamps or even similar inks. So these are 2 of our new colors. So on here, I've got water in my water painter where it says push. You're going to push some ink out. I tried to clean it, but then I stopped because I didn't want to have to go get more water. So it's got a little bit of Moody Mauve in it from my sample card. So you're going to kind of paint a little bit of a rectangle on here. So for the Bubble Bath, we're going to start with a lighter color. Go about halfway down because they're going to mix in the middle. And you want the water on here, so when you start to add your ink color, it will just kind of go into the area that you have painted your rectangle. And you don't want it to be perfect because you want it to look like watercolor. And this whole suite of products kind of has that artsy feel to it. So then take your stamp pad and smash down on it so you get some ink on the lid. Or if you don't want to do this, if you find it hard, these stamp pads are a little bit harder than our old ones used to be. Just buy the refill and then just put a couple of drops of refill in there because that works just as well. All right, just grab this, and then as you put the color on here, you'll see it a lot better when I do the Moody Mauve because the Bubble Bath's a really light pink, but we want it to be light. If you don't have Bubble Bath and you're in Card Club, you could use probably not Petal Pink because it's got an orange tinge to it, but you could use, if you still have, oh gosh, I've already forgotten the name, the bridal color, whatever the bride was that we just recently retired, you could probably use that. It doesn't have this is a truer pink than either of those are. So just kind of keep painting this along. It does take quite a lot of the Bubble Bath because, like I said, it's a light color. But you want it to be light. You don't want it to end up super dark because you don't want it to be the same color as Moody Mauve, which would never be the exact same color, but you want that contrast. So it looks pretty good, and we can always go back and add something. And let's get our Moody Mauve ready. The paper, the watercolor paper, if you haven't worked with it, you'll really like it, but it soaks up the water super fast, so it can be really wet. It gives you more time to kind of play with it. So get our water out here. And then draw my rectangle. Again, don't worry about it being perfect. In fact, having a little bit of the ragged edges is kind of fun. And then you do want some water right here in the middle where the 2 colors will meet. Now this time you'll really see it when we pull those colors on, because this is such a darker color compared to the other. So see, you can go right up to the edge and it will only go to where you've put the water. Color this one in, and I do want it to kind of meet there in the middle. If you touch your paper anywhere and there's not water, it will just be a dark color of ink. But with the watercolor paper, you can then add water to the top and it kind of fixes that. I'll tilt this way because my water is going in that direction. Don't want it to run out of it because there's quite a lot of water right there. Add some here so they kind of blend a little bit more. And I'm just going to add a little bit of dark around the edge where I don't kind of mix it in, just to give a little bit of contrast. And then you need to set this aside and let it dry. You can use your heat gun if you want to set it. But when you do that, then sometimes the color goes a little bit lighter. So if you're making these at home, just do this first, set it aside, and once it's dry. I did not use the heat gun on my first one, but I do have another one ready. And it's been maybe, because there's a lot of water on here, it's been maybe 10 minutes while I got everything rearranged to do this. So I'm going to stamp on this one because it's already dry. So you can see every time they're going to look a little bit different, but not so different that anybody would notice. Let's move that one out of the way. And then I'm going to take the piece here, which is your larger piece, because if you use a larger one on there, it's not that much of a difference, but it covers up more of your background and you just need the smaller one. So set that aside. And now I'm going to stamp one of the vases. And I am going to use pecan pie, but you can use any of our browns. I'm going to go with the short vase. The set comes with 2 vases. So I'm going to use the short one. We will use the big one in Card Club at some point. So I've got that stamped. Now you can see I didn't clean off my brush, so there's a little bit of mauve left on it. I'm just going to brush this over the top of it, not everywhere. And it will smear the pecan, so you don't want to get terribly wet. Just going to give this a little bit of highlight. Just like that. So now it looks like we really were painting this and we knew what we were doing. So you have 2 options. If you have bought the dies, then I would use the dies because it has a little bit of it makes the bottom cute. If you don't, then just cut it out. Don't worry about it. And included in your kit, you have some other die cuts. So I am going to run this through and cut that out with the die. And then I'll show you what I mean about the little edges. So you can see when you put this on, it's actually smaller than this, and it cuts the little edges into it, but it also makes your vase go all the way up to the edge. So if you're hand trimming it, don't feel like you need to leave a border because it looks really pretty like that. And then you'll have enough to do your vase for the other card. And then if you want to use the rest for something else, do it here. It's not, the watercolor paper is not expensive, but it's not our cheapest cardstock, and partly because of the size. So let's put this together. We have this piece here. I'm going to use wild wheat. And you can use any of there's several flowers, or in this case, I think it's pampas grass or maybe wheat. I'm just going to stamp it so it goes right over the top. This is why you want that to be dry, because this would bleed a little bit if that's wet up there. But you want to do it on the bubble bath end. I should mention that Card Club is the cheapest online thing that I do. It's $38 a month. It's a subscription service. So you sign up for it on PayPal subscriptions. You don't have to have a PayPal account, though. It will bill you however you choose to be billed. And then once a month, it bills you on the same day that you signed up for. So if you sign up on the 10th of the month, then every month on the 10th, until you cancel or pause, you get it. You'll get this little die cut. It's cut out of the gold foil. I'm going to put it on the back. You could do it on the front if you want more gold. I just want a little highlight of gold to give the pot a little bit of handles. And then you have this piece here that is also to go in your vase. So I'm just going to add some adhesive down here. So did I say it's $38 a month? Just kind of add that there. Then I'm going to use some dimensionals to stick my vase on. Maybe. Here they are. So I'll put 2 of these on. And then just put your vase over. So super simple. And then to get our words on here, you have a little piece of the pecan pie. Yours will be bigger because you can stamp both of them at one time. And then I'm going to use my Versamark. And I have the With Gratitude. I just hand trimmed this out. Yours won't be all crooked like this because my husband does a great job of cutting, but I just needed a little piece, so I just hand trimmed it. So I have the With Gratitude, and then I am going to, you could do it in black if you don't want to do this extra step, but it looks really pretty because it goes with the color scheme first off, and then it matches those little gold handles. So I am going to emboss it in gold powder. It will go super fast because it's very small. You should probably use your tweezers, but if you're going to do it this way, make sure you're aiming the heat not towards you, but away from you. With Gratitude. You could also do it on a little piece of scrap watercolor cardstock that you have left, and that would be pretty, and then you could paint it. So the options are kind of up to you. I'm just going to hand trim this out. I want it to be small. Now you can see it didn't matter if it was straight or not. Have that. Then to add our wavy trim, I'm going to just put a little bit of adhesive right here in the middle of this. I'm going to stick this piece on here. So when they made this paper, they took pictures of different tiles. So you'll notice when you get your pack and you look at the papers that you can see the tiles that are on there. Grab our trim. Add a piece here. You want it to be just long enough that you'll have some to fold over. And it's a little bit stiff. If it's a not stiff ribbon, you can get away with a little bit less of this. And put one here. Flip this over. And then you'll want to do this frontward so you can make sure that it's going pretty straight. And you'll see what I mean about it being stiff right here. You want to make sure that there's enough on the back that it's going to hold. Otherwise it could fling off the card of whoever you give it to. And we don't want any flingy ribbon. So I have that on there. Should have folded my card first. This is Moody Mauve, which is a new in color. So it'll be around for almost two years. We're a couple months into the 2 years of it. It's a very 80s color for those of you that have lived through the 80s like I did. And all of our kitchens and our bedrooms were mauve and navy and hunter green. You do want to make sure that you have an adhesive that goes almost to the edge right here where that's going to lay down. That way it'll grab that and keep it from coming unattached. Take our little sentiment. And for these, when they're a little like this, you can use glue or you can just lay it on here and just grab a little bit of adhesive. Stick this here. And then you have your, maybe I didn't get any adhesive on this side. Your embellishments. I know I showed them to you, so I know they're laying here. But now I've moved all this stuff and everything's covered. There they are. So one thing I like with Card Club, because you get ribbon every month, which is a little bit different, but you have lots of ribbon. But because you have embellishments, you have lots of embellishments. I like for you to use them. In a few years, you shouldn't still have these left. They should be gone because they belong on cards. They don't belong in your craft room somewhere. And like I said, the blues are missing from all of these. So you could use the copper because it looks nice with the pecan. You could use the pebbled path. You could use the wild wheat. It's a little bit on the brighter side. Should I use the wild wheat? Kind of has that, plays with the gold nicely. I think I might, because on the other one I did the mauve, and then that way you can see which one you like better. So I'm going to put 5. That's what I started to say. We are very liberal and generous with our embellishments in Card Club, because I want you to use them. So there's 3 of the big, 2 of the medium, and then I'll do 2 of the small up here. Yeah, that's pretty. There's your first card. Isn't that fun? So here it is with the wild wheat embellishments, and here it is. It's a little bit more subdued with just the kind of, it's almost just mauve, shades of mauve, except we have that little bit of brown in there. And here's the other one. So see, I could stamp on this now. It's dry, so it just takes it a few minutes. You just don't want to do it when it's wet because your wheat will smear. So if you're interested in my card club, you can go to my website. I have always at the top of my blog post, there's a link to my card club. If you're on my email list, you will get a thing to either add on the bundle this month if you want. Next month, I haven't decided 100% if we're going to do Christmas or if we're going to do one of the fall things when I get this stuff and kind of play with it. But there is a new set in the holiday catalog that matches the inked and tiled bundle, which we did last month. Last month? No, the month before. Yeah, the month before. I get confused. The months go so fast. So I'm going to do an add-on with that. So I may do fall so we can kind of play with that bundle. Some months we do an additional stamp set. Everybody gets to see the videos, and then those people that purchase the additional one get the supplies to also make those projects. So if you have any questions, let me know. I love my card club ladies. They get a discount on the upcoming Try It Club, and they get to register first. So I try to give them as many little perks as I can. Everybody have a great day, and I will catch you back here with my new holiday catalog stuff for an unboxing.